Hey guys, the Gaming Goliath, and this video is just going to be a plugin tutorial on how to use Wizardly Magic, which is a plugin on my server. I'm using Sub here to be a test dummy for some of the spells. I'm not going to showcase every spell, just some of them. Let's just make sure I'm actually recording. Yes, I am. This is the tier 0 on Spell Altar. It's just any block in a 3x3 with a redstone ring, any old enchantment table, chuck it down in the middle, and it becomes a spell altar. Sub, why did you put stake in the spell altar?
I thought it might be something special.
Okay, and then it is iron blocks for a tier 1 spell. More stake, really? Well, it is iron for the tier 1. Let me guess, there's more stake in this one. There's more stake. For a tier 2, it is gold, and for a tier 3 it is diamond and also stake. You don't need the stake though. The difference between the tiers is you can craft certain things with certain tiers, and to get the you need staffs to be able to cast spells, and spell books you can put spells in and swap between the spells in the spell book and use that spell whichever one is selected. There is 55 spells in total. There might be more soon, I don't know. Probably, I don't know. So the staffs are just like the spell books, apart from there's 3 tiers. There's a staff 1, a staff 2, and a staff 3. Staff 1 has 3 spell slots. Staff 2 has 6 spell slots, and Staff 3 has 9, but there's already spells in there. And when you put spells into a staff, they cannot be taken out, or you can't edit it or anything. To make a tier 3 staff, no, a tier 2 staff, you go to the tier 2 spell altar, and okay, my test dummy has to go. You put a stick in a diagonal pattern, bottom left and middle, and you put the ender cap in the top right and throw some binding powder on the top. It will strike lightning and you will get a staff. It is the same for the tier 3 staff, but you use a nether cap there and you throw more binding powder on. You can get the ender cap by putting the air, water, earth and orb, the fire orb, in there, in this pattern here, with an ender pearl in the middle, and then throw some binding powder on top of the enchant table to get the ender cap, which is required for the tier 2 staff. And it's the same for the nether cap, but you use a nether star in the middle. And for the tier 1 staff, you can use a tier 1 table, and you could, it doesn't matter which one of these you use, like there's nothing there, it's just like that. You don't put the binding table in the table, you throw it on top. You can use earth, water, or fire orb there, it doesn't matter which one. And these are what the mobs drop. A zombie has a chance to drop binding powder, creeper has a chance to get creeper heart and pure gold, and so on. There is books that actually show what each drops. You can craft each book. For a book of knowledge, which is like the knowledge you can earn, and I'll get on about knowledge later, it is a clock above a book in just your normal crafting recipe, no altar needed. For the book of spells, which lists every spell, it's a diamond above a book. And for a book of drops, which is everything in that chest, it is a slime ball above a book. To craft spells, I'm not going to go through every recipe since there is 55 spells, but you can do /SR and then the spell name. For example, let's go magic missile. Missile, I think that's how you spell it. No, it is not. 2 S's? Yes, 2 S's. It is an iron of ender, 4 eggs, some feathers and gunpowder. And then when you craft the spell, you also need to throw the arcane scroll on top of it. I'll just show you that quickly. Gem 1. I'll just do the big dig spell. So you need 2 gold, some iron, 4 iron pickaxes and 1 stone. I'm not going to go through every spell recipe, and I'm not sure which tier is needed, so I'm just going to do it at the highest tier. So you put that's the big recipe, then you throw an arcane scroll on. Oh, if it goes on. Yep, and it makes the big spell, which should look like this when you hold it. Every spell looks exactly the same. And to use these staffs, you know, it's the same as the spell books. I don't think you can craft spell books though. You right click, you shift, what? Cast certain, okay, let's use one with maybe more than one spell in. You shift right click the spell book to list the spell, to like edit what spells are in this. You shift left click to change the type of spell, and then you do not have permission to use that there. Fireball, yes, you right click to shoot the spell. It does do damage to blocks, but can't damage obsidian or obsidian covered in water, and it does not break anything in world guarded regions. As you can see, oh yeah, the spells have cooldowns, and you have an amount of mana. Mana is required to use spells. You have a chance of getting mana by casting spells or getting knowledge, and you need certain bits of knowledge to craft certain spells. Let's just get rid of that. You couldn't see that, but that was a little annoying thing I had to get rid of. That's just testing chest I was using. So these are all these spells. I'm just gonna hover over them quickly. As I'm probably going to disable some of them though, because some might be too overpowered, and that's really the whole plugin. Yeah, I think Wizardly Magic. Oh yeah, I'm probably going to add spellbooks to the donation store, or maybe a G-kit, because you can only get them from killing bosses, and bosses are disabled on this server. So that was the Gaming Goliath, and I'll see you next week for another video.